Welcome back, guys, and this week I'm continuing work on Smokey, my Fiat Punto. And if you weren't here last week, here's a quick recap. And you may want to know that I bought this car by accident, sight unseen, and well, you can see the results for yourself. But I guess there's no reason to cry over spilled milk, so let's pick up from where we left off last week.
So, the water pump is back on, as you can see there. Everything is nice and dry, and what I'm gonna do now is check, is there any of the solution left in the cylinder? And if it isn't, I'm going to take off the cam. While I'm checking this, I'm gonna get one of these.
My idea behind this was using the engine as a massive spray bottle, so all the solution would have been sucked up through the spray. Obviously, it did not work at all, not even a little bit. I quickly moved on to my next task, which was loosening all of the camshaft bolts. And as soon as they were all nice and loose, I moved over to the front to take off the pulley, because while the camshaft is still in position, it's much easier to take the pulley off.
Very nice. Now, a stock bolt like this might upset somebody, but not me. I know how to get it out. Nice and calm. I'm pretty sure all the rest of them are gonna come out just as nicely. Ow. Can't believe that broke as well. Thank God I'm calm and collected. And this is the last one. Oh! Oh! Ah, that's nice and smooth there. Oh, thank God I didn't lose my cool there. Nice. Now, let's move on to the manifold. We one on top, one on bottom, one on top, one on bottom, one on top, one on the bottom, one on top, one on the... Oh. Okay, that one was just loose from the get-go. Very nice. Makes me kind of believe that someone was in here, which is always a good sign. That's what you want. Someone not tightening vital components. That always shows good ownership. That's where it's at. Let's see this one. Oh, Jesus. This was loose, but this was very loose. Oh yeah, I love the consistency. I love it. Let's see if the bottom one was tangled. Oh, that's even looser. Jesus, someone really loved this car. It's what you want. Loose exhaust bolts is always what you want, or exhaust manifold bolts. Let's see this one, look. Oh my God. It's like Diddy's house. Everything's nice and loose. It's like one of those parties you'd be throwing. Freak off, that's what this is. A freak off.
And by this stage, I was used to the loose bolts, so there was a little less complaining and a little bit more work.
Oh damn. I genuinely believe this was just gonna pop off.
Fear not.
Now it's nice and loose. Now for the intake manifold, which is gonna be a lot more fun than this. So, now the intake manifold is off with 0 breakdowns later. And so is the coolant inlet. And that already moves, we know that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen the bolts. There's a pattern to it. I have it on my phone. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotta do a half a turn till they all get loose and then take them off. It takes ages, so I'm just gonna put down the time lapse. That's my little guide on how to loosen the head bolts so the head doesn't warp or some stuff like that. I can't just look at it and do it, because if I didn't see my son and my missus every day, I would forget. I'm like a goldfish. So go this way. So half a turn it said. Oh, are you mad? This is tighter than a nun's arse. Oh, make me look weak in front of my friends on the TV. Oh. There is no way any of those bolts are going to survive this. You need to be Brock Lesnar to loosen this without a bar. Oh. I think that just skipped. Oh. Phew. I don't think I loosened that at all.
And no matter how hard I tried, and believe me, I tried really hard for really long, I could not get the socket to stop skipping.
Nope. Alright. So I lied. I don't have patience. Not even a little bit. So, this is how it's gonna end up. Is it a half a turn? Is it not a half a turn? Who cares at this stage, to be honest with you? I tried to be nice. I really did. But I don't have time for this nonsense, eh? Trying to make me look weak in front of my audience of a whole 20 people. What's wrong with you? All I can say, it was loosened in the pattern it was intended. And that's about it. Even now you're not done making me look bad. What the hell is wrong with you? I'll give you a new nice life. Oh, they smell nasty. Like really nasty. Well, on the positive side, at least none of them snapped. Now, we need to get the head off. And, oh, that came right off. I didn't even expect that to come off.
I was not prepared to see what was underneath the head.
Take it away, I can't. I have to have another look now. Crap. Oh, damn. Ew. Oh my God, look at that. I have never seen a piston this dirty. This one didn't let anything loose, nor this one. This one is probably doing absolutely nothing. Look at it. Absolutely nothing. But the walls don't look scorched. They have a nice pattern on them. Look at this one. Yeah, kept a lot in it, but look at this. That is disgusting. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to go clear this out and move them around, see what's going on. Now, I'm going to clean all of that out. I don't even know at this stage if the engine is salvageable. Like, look at this. That's nasty. And the second cylinder there, that's actually worrying me, because all of the fluid out of there disappeared, which means the rings are not holding in that cylinder. Although the walls look good, so maybe it's just one of them. But I'm gonna clear all of that out, wash it, I'm gonna pour some oil in it, see if they hold or don't hold. We'll see what happens. Alright, take off the head gasket. Surprisingly enough, for a Punto, the head gasket looks in good condition. No, oh, I said it too soon. Look at this. Look at that. Everywhere. It has a gap absolutely everywhere. That's not good either. Not at all. Just look, you can see the gaps everywhere. In between here, you can take it apart like that, look. And I did 0 to that, I just took it off. So that's not great either, to be honest with you. That could have even been the source of the smoke, because if they see the oil passage there, this is opened, that's free to go anywhere. See? So yeah, not great. Yeah, I can see oil in the water passage down here as well. So that's not great.
And I give the engine a quick spin over to make sure everything works and goes up and down as it should. and then I continued on with cleaning the block.
Now, although this is far from being perfect, it is much better than it was. I'm gonna put some oil in the two of these to make sure they're not leaking. And in the meantime, we're gonna go have a look at that head. As you can see, I poured the fresh oil into both cylinders. Right now they're holding, but it could be a minuscule leak, so we're gonna leave it for as long as it needs to be, overnight maybe, see does it hold or not. All right? So now let's check out this bad boy. You already know the inside is all disgusting, but look at that exhaust board. Look at it. Look at the gasket. That is dunzo. Look at this. That is a whole nother level of nasty. Like, it's actually falling apart. Big. Now, the intake is actually looking sort of alright, but you can still see a bit of oil here and there. But let's look at what we actually want to see. Oh, look at that. That's disgusting. You can see the valves were letting it through. And I know it was the valves because if we just come back to the engine here, on the side of the bores on each side, you can probably still see a little bit of the residue. There was a lot of black cloud there, there, and on the insides here and here, and on every cylinder. Exactly where the valves are. That is nasty. Whew. Damn. All right, let's try and clean that up a little bit, and then we'll go to taking out the valves. Because not one of them looks like they're seating properly. Look at this. Not one of them looks like they're seating.
Now I brought the head outside just to give it a quick rinse so I could touch it without getting covered in oil.
So now that there is about 59 million% less oil on this, let's get to cleaning this. And we're gonna do it the same way I clean the engine. And that's unbearably slowly and you know, all that stuff.
Now, right after I cleaned that up, I flipped the head upside down to remove the valve stem seals, which were the cause of this whole issue in the first place. And I can tell you, it wasn't easy, as the head kept moving around and the springs were hard to compress. There was a lot of crud in them, but with some persistence and, well, I managed to get it done.
So I had a few things to do here. So the mess in the shed is absolutely immense. So I'm gonna take care of that first. And I have a little helper here today, my bro Adam. And what he's gonna do, he's gonna sand this ugly roof while I'm doing that. And then, as promised, skimming the head, DIY. Yeah, I see you there.
And the lack of peel is disgusting, so my brother Adam has got started on it in the background, hand sanding the whole roof.
Now that I've finally cleaned up here, a little bit anyway, see, this, clean-ish. I am gonna get straight to making this pretty. First, I'm gonna clean all of this. See all that crap-a-doodle in there? So I'm gonna clean all of that first in here. And then, I'm gonna get to the skimming. In the meantime, Adam is going absolutely ham on the punto.
Light work, man.
We're gonna see like metal and stuff. And also, I don't know if I showed you before, but you might have seen it in my reels. This beamer is back because that's owned by my mate PS, and he's gonna be cleaning the inside of it because he's gonna be selling it. He says he'd rather a punto.
Oh, puntos are the best.
So yeah, let's get into it. Here are the tools I'm gonna be using to skim this head. Now you might think I'm about to build a wall, but I'm not. Level, a straight edge, a valve seating tool, a skimmer, I think, I don't know what this is called, but yeah, and some tape to put the sandpaper on this. So basically, what we're doing first is we're gonna set this on it, make sure it's level, and it is, and you can already see that there's no gaps on the bottom. But just to make sure, I also have this, which is a straight piece of metal, and because you can't really see anything through it on the bottom, it means that the head is not warped, which is great news for us. But we're still gonna take a little bit off it. And of course, because I don't have dye, because that also costs money, and already spent my $5.50 on this, I am gonna use a marker, which I have over here, to mark the whole top. And then, you know, put this on that, secured with some tape, and so it's all gone. So, that's how I'm gonna skim it. But before I get to that, I need to get rid of all of this crap. And I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do that, so let's find out. So, now that all of the ports are clean, it's perfect. So we can start dirtying the top, fix this up, and skimming.
Whew. Now, given how tough the carbon deposits were and all the grime, it was very difficult to remove it without damaging the head. So I had to do it very slowly, using a multiple of tools, and just genuinely being really careful not to damage it. But eventually, I did get there. It just took a really long amount of time. Now I can see that from this camera angle, you can't really tell that the head was marked, but it had been. Basically, I just did that so we could spot all the low spots or high spots. Thankfully, there was none of that. And then I went in first with a dry sand and then with a wet sand. It was a slow process as well, but it was very enjoyable because it was working very well. I just hope it wasn't all for nothing.
Right, so this is all cleaned up now.
Yep.
As you can see, I tried to get the cross hatching back into it. Now it's not perfect. You can clearly see that there's some bits residue there, but you can't catch them on your finger, so I hope it's good. I mean, I've been sanding this for like an hour. Actually, it was an hour, a little bit over. But yeah. Now, the ultimate test is with the straight edge, so let's get right to it. So, I have my straight edge, and I'm just gonna put it across here. And as you can see, all nice and tight. Tight corner to corner as well. Again, nice and tight. It's kind of hard to record it and work the camera, but there's no gaps. Also, no gaps. Also, no gaps. This is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. And I hope it's enough. Now, you may ask, why didn't you bring this to a shop, get it skimmed, it's only €100? It's not about the money. Okay, it's a little about the money. about here laughing. But it's the experience. You get to do it yourself. People don't do shit DIY no more. You wash that window. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and do the same thing to the engine block. Actually, I forgot to show you. The oil has held up and it's at the same level. I measured it, so yay, piston rings should be okay. I need to take that oil out of it. That's the water from Adam washing the roof. But yeah, as soon as he's done that, I'm gonna clear this up, give this a quick sand, because I already measured it. This is all nice and flat. Just gonna get a quick flattening, and then we're good to assemble. So for the valves, I have my trusty little drill. And what I'm gonna do is, hold the phone. Pick my valve, put it in it. Straight, hopefully. And then when you spin it, if it's been straight like this, indicates your valve is straight. I'm gonna use some of this, some water. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, and then run the drill. See?
Technology.
I'm gonna keep doing this till all of that grime is gone. I'm gonna do it with all of them. So let me put you on time lapse.
And while I was attempting to clean those valves, there was action happening on the other side of the shop.
So Adam is here. He's taking all the oil out of the cylinders. Got a sprayer. It's only gonna take 70 years, but he's happy about it.
Happy, happy, happy.
In the meantime, I'm gonna go back to cleaning the valves. So unfortunately that foot didn't fully work because there's way too much oil and grime on the back of these, so it's just destroying my sandpaper. So I have a solution here that destroys all that crap. So hopefully, we soak it for a bit, hit it with a brush. It washes off all that crap, and then you can wash it off with or sand it off with the sandpaper and the drill. So now we can see the grime on this more clearly. On the top of it.
Alright lads, so we're done cleaning the oil out of the pistons. Now I'm just gonna grab a 400 grit sandpaper, attach it to this thing here. Gonna spray some water on it and sand it down. So we have the oil taken out. We have the top sanded down. I've taken a hoover and the blower, taken all the residue water out, clean everything down, so this should be ready for Lada. Lada's over here. He nearly has all the valves cleaned. I think he's just on the last one here now. He's gonna do a few more bits and then we're gonna see if the valves are good.
Now, this is the best I could get it. I didn't want to waste more time doing it. I feel like this was the most I could do. If the camera will ever focus on it, then you might see it. But yeah, I'm gonna try and make the others look the same. So, now that the valves are clean, what we're gonna do is use the grit here. First the coarse grade, then the fine one. We're gonna put it on the back of the valve, seat the valve in like so. Whoop. Like so, and then we're gonna put this on top of it and we're gonna twist it to make sure that it seats. So let me get everything ready and I'll put you on stand. Now we're on the fine compound, and we basically just keep turning it till the pitch goes down. So we're just putting the spark plugs back, as you can see there, because we're about to test the valves to see whether they're leaking or not. So once we have all of them in, I'll show you how we test them if they're leaking. We're gonna pour some water in it and see does the water disappear or not. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I don't see any bubbles anywhere, which is always a good sign. If you come from here, you can actually see the water line clearly. So that only means one thing, Adam.
We're winning.
It's seated! I am currently on a high horse.
We're winning, boys. We're winning.
Everything is still where it was. I am on a high horse. This is savage. Whew, it means we can build the head back up and put it in the car. I do have to thoroughly clean it though, because all of these ports probably have all the iron filings, so she's gonna get power blasted, and then we're gonna hit it with some of this and some lube, so it's all right. And then yeah, it'll be all right. Whatever. So we celebrated too early. This valve here is leaking only a very little bit, so we're gonna put it in there and hone it again. Rehoned, reseated, round 2. Have I or have I not bet the system? No water yet.
A few moments later.
Sealing well.
So it's Saturday morning, it's about 9:30 and I just got into the shed. This video has to go live tomorrow, so I only got a couple of hours to finish off the head. As you can see, my workstation is no longer clean, but I want to make sure all this is clean real quick with a little bit of YouTube magic. And now, that's a lot better.
And I started off with dressing the head down. That means removing the valves and removing the spark blocks that we had in there, so we could give it one last clean before reassembly.
The head is sitting here now nice and clean. We're gonna go and clean these and these. Just a quick one so they don't look as grimy, that's all. So everything is nice and cleaned and prepped. The only problem is that I ordered some valve stem seals, but as you can see,
they are clearly different. Look at the size difference. That's not great. So I've called up the parts supplier and they won't have them till Tuesday. That's great. So unfortunately, that's going to be a wrap of today's video. On Tuesday, we should get the parts that we need to reassemble the head. And hopefully next Sunday, we'll be able to see whether this thing runs or not. So if you want to know how this build turns out, subscribe to the channel. Over here somewhere should be how I got started on this piece of junk. And over here should be my subscribe button for the channel. So you know what to do if you want to see what's going to happen. See you next week.